Hello, it's David Shipp here from Coaching Construction. I wanted to do this video to just give you a bit of an insight to how our training runs, and I'd recommend anyone who's in training or development, learning and development, to set their training up in sessions in a similar way. So what we're not like, I suppose, is the easy way to look at it, is it's not like school. It's not like our trainers stand up at the front of a whiteboard, basically tell the delegates, tell your employees and your team members how to be this, how to be that, how to deliver a presentation and everything else. So it's not like that. What we do is a bit of a process here. It's easier to explain every step that way, but is that we really look at the first thing we look at really is previous experience. So when we're discussing a topic, whether it's to do with presentation skills, whether it's to do with management, whether it's to do with influence, to do with assertiveness, communication, all these different things, is that we want to know what the people in the room think straight away. Like, what's their previous experience? Like, I've had it before where we've had people that are, shall we say, way more qualified than myself in terms of, knowledge and everything else. So what we do is that we bring them in, to help discussion, because it's important that you get the buy-in from the people that you're training straight away. That's the same for if you're managing someone as well, is that, like, make it relevant to them. So first thing we do is we always ask, if we're talking about a topic, is that look at people's previous experience and whether we can use that to enable them to learn more or to impact the wider group as well. So we look at the previous experience, and then in terms of a topic is that we do look at some input. So input may be a management model or an idea or anything like that, where yes, we're doing our job and we're bringing in some fresh ideas to look at a different topic or a different angle on a topic. So that's the next thing we do. Previous experience, then we do delivery as well. In terms of delivery on the input, it is a short amount of time in this whole process, because it is more about what the delegates and the managers and supervisors need out of this topic. So we've delivered a bit of input, and then what we do is we discuss. So along the lines of coaching, so obviously coaching construction is that we're coaching people, we're discussing, we're facilitating conversations about all the different topics that we deliver. This has so many benefits in terms of engaging the audience and the delegates, because they get to share their ideas straight away. We've given them some input and they can tell us what they think about that, and how that impacts them, and whether they have more to offer in terms of adding value to the group. Then we move into a stage of exercising and practice the input that we've given, or the topic that we're talking about. So this is done through very engaging activities and exercises. You may say they're games, and yes, on the surface of it they are games, because that's where it's proven that we learn best when we're actually doing. Obviously we can't bring every scenario into a training room, but we do our best to simulate certain things that are happening within games that will probably be very similar to what's working, what's happening in the outside world in their own work environment. So very important stage, exercising it, practicing it, and then we move into a review stage. So I think one of the things we believe is that where team building exercises and team building events and weekends fall down, is that they do a great deal of activity and exercises, like they're climbing up ropes and climbing up poles and swinging from this and that, but what they don't do in our experience, they don't review what has happened in that exercise and that practice, and how you can take that information. And maybe when we're talking about management especially, it's like the communication between people. So really drawing out the lessons in the exercises and the practice. So when you're looking at team building exercises, etc. So up to now, so we've done previous experience, find out what the people are within the course are, what's their experience. We deliver a little bit of input to get the conversation, the facilitation going. We have a discussion afterwards, get them really involved. And then what we want to do is practice, exercise, action by doing. And then after that is a very important review. And then from that, we basically have an experience of this, and then that becomes a previous experience before you move on to the next topic. At the end of the day and at the end of the course, really important thing that we want for every delegate is this spur off here after the review. So the final review of the day is used back at work. So we want to know that a company is invested in training for their employees, and we can deliver training all day long. But the biggest measure of our success is if this training, the input, has changed something or made them more aware, or anything that has happened, but that they use it back at work for a positive thing. So that's key to us. I'm sure that's key to any company that is going to employ any training company. So that's how we set up our most of our sessions of training. And if you have any more questions, any questions about this, then feel free to comment under the video here, or contact us on any social media platform that we're on, or you could email us at office@coachingconstruction.com. Until then, thank you for watching, and I'm David Shipp for Coaching Construction, and take care and stay safe.